Good.
And we're starting.
And we're starting.
Okay. Who remembers what happened last time? Anybody?
I believe we started off.
We
I was
traveled.
not there.
We started off
Monster
in the
house.
house. Yep.
Yep.
After dealing
Killed
with
that bitch.
Yep.
Anybody else? Anything else? You killed the house?
So we killed the house. We
I'm
kept
still
going.
flagging.
Last week.
We kept going into the forest, and we hear like owls go, like Mori's going around. We hear a cry for help. Alsana fucking dips over there with her fucking owl form, and apparently there's two people getting attacked by, I don't know the name of those things, and I messed it up last week.
Mounds.
Shambling Mountain?
Yeah,
Shambling
mounds. And she's like, oh shit, I'm gonna help them because they're squishy, and she also knew one of them. So she like takes getting consumed by them. We get to her like 3 rounds later.
and forgot Alar's had long range.
Forgot Alaris had 300, 400 feet. That's my fault.
It's on you.
We fucked up. So we killed the mounds. We're like, yo, this is the dude Alsana knew. I forget his name.
His name is ridiculous. His name is Talon Darkhunter.
Edgy Edge, got it?
Yep.
Why do I
So,
not remember any of this?
because you
You
weren't
weren't
here
here.
for half of it.
Oh, that's right.
This is why. Okay, but then we end up going to the encampment for where Alsana sort of. We figured out how Alsana is. We meet the head of the camp. I don't know who she was, but she was pretty cool. And then with Talon was a dryad?
Yeah.
Question mark? It was a dryad. Okay, fuck.
You got it.
And she was like to Calda, you were in the Feywild, and Calda's like, what? No. And she was like, yeah, you were. You were looking for your daughter in the Feywild. Calda's like, what? And we go to the other lady, elf lady. What's her name? I really forgot her name.
There's a few elf people.
The one who was making the soup.
That was the leader. That was Dara.
The leader, yeah.
Yes.
Dara, yeah. And we're just like, oh shit, and apparently there's something up with the planes. And then we just left Dara's like tent, and I think that was the end of the session.
Not quite. You did
Not
meet one more person.
We headed over to how do you say it? Navariel?
Navarion. Right now they're going by Navarion.
Okay.
It's that for today.
Yep. Okay. Yep. We went over to Navarion, who Alsana basically explained has experience with Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Walked in, gave the very basis lowdown on what's happening, and we ended it off there.
Yep.
Furthermore, Alsana dropped a stick of dynamite in the monster house, and then Calder proceeded to shake it up and down until lunch money came out.
It was the best form of ethereal bullying.
Furthermore, we met Talon. There's also we got introduced to other people, but I don't expect anyone to remember who they are, even if I say the names. And yeah, that's about it.
Alright. And as we pick up, Navarion, a slender-looking elf, or at least elf-like person, has invited you into their, perhaps right now his, tent to take a seat as they give you perhaps some answers, tell you what you might need to know about the Feywild and moving back and forth through it. Or between it and the material, rather. And as you go in, Navarion is very different from the elves that most of you might have seen or known before. Alsana would know, but if anybody else wants to go ahead and roll, let's call it a nature check for knowledge of various beings, just to see if your character has offhand knowledge, you can go ahead and
Sure.
I've got a +1 if someone wants to roll that for me.
Okay, 1 second. I'll roll call this, which is a -1, and then I'll roll yours.
Right. I can just roll the d20 and add 1 for Kane if you'd like.
If you could,
Thank you.
please.
Or what are we making? Sorry.
I'm sorry, you just got a
Nature.
3 and Calder just got a 2.
Nature.
Yes.
Yes.
That tracks for us.
I'm making a nature check.
Yeah.
Yep. Just to see if, out of curiosity, you've seen, heard of, read of.
Okay, yeah. Just give me a sec to.
That
access
is
my
one
sheet.
tall person.
Sheet's being a bit.
They seem to be quite common, especially compared to pats around the head.
I have pretty sure I have a. Yeah, I have a -1 to nature. This should go well.
Me too. Don't worry. Woo!
Also, looks
Alright.
to the group.
Everybody except Alsana,
Five.
you're looking at this figure. You see the long pointed ears of an elf. You see very elvish features, a delicate face, somewhat long hair just past the shoulders. Is also seems to be kind of green. So you're maybe thinking, is this another dryad? Is this like an elf dryad mix? What's going on here?
Also,
Alsana, you
the
know,
other three.
you know what a
Sorry, remind me, what situation are we walking up to her in?
they're sitting down. They were just outside their tent, and they greeted you. Said that they understood that you guys had questions about the Feywild, and invited you to come and take a seat.
And before that point, Alsana got referred to. Basically, Dara referred us to him. Alsana was already on that, but she basically explained that, yeah, if anyone to figure out this weird tangled mess, then it'd be Nevi. So Alsana looks to each of you and just, I can tell by the dumbfounded expressions on each of your faces. Nevi here is Eladrin.
Okay.
Eladrin is something that has flown over all of your heads given those rolls.
And she she gives it a second to sink in. Frowns like, they're
I'm
very
sure we'll figure it out. Don't
in
worry.
tune with their elven stylings, and they have forms they switch between.
Oh, so they are an elf.
Of course I'm an elf, silly. Come on, sit down.
What you can't tell by the ears.
Well, we didn't
Come,
want to
come,
assume.
I
Come,
couldn't
come,
see them.
Kane will come in and sit down. If there's a chair, he'll sit on the chair. If not, he'll take the floor.
It's all just like rugs and furs spread out over the forest floor. There's various lumps and bumps here and there where just the lay of the land might be a little bit uneven. If everybody comes in, takes a seat, let's have one of you, a volunteer, roll a d4.
Sure.
Yeah, I would, but
1.
All right. Kane, as the first person to go in and sit down, you pick a nice looking little a little lump on the ground. Think maybe a nice little hillock. You sit down, and from underneath the furs that you sit on, there is this sudden loud.
you'll have to
And
excuse me. I assume you have eaten a bad bean or two.
Navarian suddenly pitches over backwards, absolutely cackling and kicking their feet slightly. Rolls around on the ground just a bit for getting back up, wiping eyes.
Alsana, I see where all of your sense of humor went.
She has a small smirk on her face right now. It's like, was that you or was that Brock?
Sorry. No, of course that was me. Alsana, you know just from experience that when Nevi gets into a spring form,
Okay,
usually in tune with the seasons, but not always, the pranks in the camp go way
Yep,
up.
And she thinks for a second, it's like, oh, it is that time of season, isn't it?
That it is. Full of life, full of fun, but yeah, I know, it better be
Full of
serious. Apparently he is. Anyhow, the rest of you can sit down. I promise that was the only one I planted.
Okay, keep together.
Is there a fire in here?
I'm gonna check the chair
There
to
is
see
not
if there's
a
not another.
fire. Yeah, there is not a fire inside the tent. Anybody who wants to check their things, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Just one if anyone wants
lovely.
to roll for me.
Alaris, you're not sure. What is your modifier? Plus
I'm
one?
gonna sit down.
+1.
All right, I'll roll a d20. Oh god, I rolled another 2. I should not roll for Kane anymore, guys. Somebody else
Okay,
needs to take.
I'll roll for Kane. I'll roll for Kane.
I'll allow this
Are you
once
sure
because I just
you're
rolled
not
2
rolling a
2s for him.
D2, not a D20?
That's a d20. I clicked. I did not type that. Alaris, you kind of poke around a few little bumps on the floor, but you're not really sure if you're coming up with actual more prank stuff or just like where the material might have bunched. Play it safe. You kind of sit down on the flat ground in between a couple, gingerly perhaps, but nothing rings out. And there's no sound. There's no effect. You settle down on firm ground.
Although if there was, you would have absolutely fallen for it.
Why you gotta be so rude?
Honestly, thinking about it, Kane does not have to roll investigation as I went and jumped on that.
Here,
He's already sitting. He already failed.
I just
Calling
wanted to know if there was
you.
a fire in there so I could sit next to it.
No, there is a fire outside the tent, and honestly, it's not much of one. He seems to have let it go down to just the barest embers, with the day progressing from morning into a warmer noon.
Well, I hope that was a good first introduction, but onto the matter at hand, shall we?
Yep. Okay. So,
She kind of like
you
puts her
can-
hands out towards the dryad. We have one of these.
Hello. And Ruelia waves back. Hello. So, you need a way back. You need what are we after?
Well,
Information.
I'm always up for that.
Collection things, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Let's narrow it down. Point number 1.
Well, how about we...
Are we focus? Sorry, Alsana. Should we focus on Calda first or on our original reason to come here?
I was about to say, how about we go over the exchange the two of you had earlier on?
Ruelia looks towards Calda.
Yeah. Elf friend Nevi person. Can someone go to the Feywilds and not remember?
Oh, sure. I mean, I never have had that trouble. I'm kind of part of it. Kind of goes along with the territory.
You're an
So
honorary
I'm
member.
always fine. But I've heard stories. Sure.
Even if it's multiple times?
Meh. She gives a shrug. Probably. Maybe. Anything's possible, right?
I suppose so, because apparently I have, and I'm not sure how or why. Well, I know why, apparently. But,
Is interplanar... Oh, sorry.
no, it's okay. Keep go, Kane. It's alright.
Is interplanar travel traumatic? I know I've been hit in the head hard enough I don't remember.
I've never had trouble with it.
Well, if you're kind of part of it,
Yeah, pretty much.
it's just a curiosity question, but sorry, Calda, go ahead.
No, but apparently I was there to look for my daughter. Apparently I met Aurelia, and she knows I've met her, but I don't know if I've met...
And
It's all very confusing.
if you could, dear, specify why looking for your daughter there is of note.
Oh, yes, because my daughter's apparently I'm looking for her in the Feywild, but I don't remember, like, she just disappeared. A lot of people think she's dead.
Oh. Well, if she disappeared and just now she's in the Feywild, she might have just slipped through. Ruelia nods a little bit and says, that's actually what happened to me coming here. I was walking along, normal as can be, and all of a sudden I took a wrong step and there was a hole and I fell and suddenly I was in the wrong place.
Alright, ignoring the abject terror of the fact that that can happen.
We already know
Oh.
it's
Oh,
been
it doesn't
happening.
usually happen, says Nevi.
Alzana looked over. It's been happening more, and not just to the Feywild.
It's really, really rare. Usually you need somebody who's poking around and messing with the fabric of planes and kind of tearing holes in them, and then it happens more in an area.
How do you know when one of these areas are like that?
You kind of feel it, and you see him stretch out fingers and wiggle them through the air in an arc in front of him.
Does your feeling extend only to the Feywild, or planes in general?
Pretty much that's just that, yeah. It's pretty handy for when I want to visit home. Or come back here. I've gotten pretty good at being in the Feywild and going, over there. Way to get back to the material. Pretty handy given that I'm not powerful enough for that, really high level spell that lets you just zoop, 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 wherever you want.
Oh,
Is
you
there
haven't progressed that much. Good to know. And she gives us a
Is-
smile.
Yeah,
Is there
neither
a
have
way?
you.
is there a way someone can zoop without having the power to do that?
Oh,
'Cause
sure.
Apparently that's what happened.
Sure, you just have to find a little hole that's always open.
So I
I
kept
know.
finding.
Yeah, I know where one is in the forest to usually take it. I haven't in a while, but I know where it is.
Now, if memory is an issue, and I assume the possibility is being considered here that we go and visit the place, if only to bring our friend here back. And make sure she's on her way good and well. Do you think you could have anything that could strengthen our resolve in keeping our memories of things? Especially Calda, if it seemed to be a recurring trend.
Navarion shrugs, and Ruelia says, I'm not sure there's much that we can do, but we could always go and try to ask for aid. There's probably someone.
And it takes place when you leave the area, yes?
You're a little quiet. What was that?
It only takes place when you leave the wilds, yes?
I believe so.
Would you have amiable company we could talk to? Either of you? On the other side?
You see Navarion shrug again. Ruelia thinks about it for a second. As I look something up real quick.
Not that I buy
And
into it.
Kane's just gonna
But
Kane's just gonna turn to the group and say, before we rush that, should we at least find where we're looking for otherwise first? We don't know how long it'll take, and I think it's always good to know just where it is so we can manage our time more efficiently.
for all we know, this little location Nevi's telling us about could be the place.
Yes, but for all we know, it could take us 2 weeks to get there. I just mean, Caldo, no disrespect meant. I think we should prioritize what we first came here for.
Alzana puts a hand out. Well, then why don't you
Nevi
ask
says-
the poor elf?
Nevi says, yeah, it's not going to take you 2 weeks to get there. It doesn't take 2 weeks to cross this entire forest unless you're, going really slow and making a zigzag or something. But the portal I know about is, I don't know, 4 hours away from here tops. Maybe 5 if you, go off track a little bit here and there. I don't know, it's hard for me to keep track. I just kind of go where my feet take me. I can get there within a day, though.
It's not too much time to
True.
allocate for a brief investigation into this, both for our friend and for potential lead. And remember that now that I've brought you here, we have much more than just vague ideas and thoughts about where it could be. There's people who know things. There's people who are very attuned to this forest.
That's, I think, why we should figure out that option first, see if we do know anyone. And again, nothing says we can't find information on both. I just want to make sure we're all focused here.
And so he just tilts his head. It's like, well, for one, we also have a stranded guest right here. I have imagine you'd want to get back as soon as possible, yes?
Ruelia nods. If I could. It was all very sudden, and I don't know if the others are worried. They might be. Well, assuming they haven't assumed that I was just off wandering myself. Sometimes we do that.
The point I mean to say, Kane, is that all the other shrines we've gone to, we've had plenty of time afterwards. What's a few days to investigate a lead into Kalda's lost family that could come and go because the deer wants to head back as soon as possible. We may never find her again if we let her back and go check again later.
Alright, I'm just concerned about the magic of that realm.
She looked at
Basically,
you. I have an expert here. A bumbling expert, but an expert.
basically what I'm trying to get at, because I know Kane doesn't know this, but do we know about the time fuckery
Roll
that
an
the
Arcana.
Feywild can have?
Anybody can
+1.
roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'll try.
Roll a d20 plus 1 for him.
Yep. I got a 4.
Nice.
God
Oh,
damn it!
oh god, that's another 2 for Kane. I'm
Jesus.
sorry,
Jesus.
Conrad, you're first. Alright.
Can't open the roll. Hold on. Tell me if you guys see this roll, because I can access the dice menu. Just if you see it at any point, let me know.
Yeah, we're not seeing anything yet.
You know it'll
Okay.
fly.
Yes, Alsana got a 19, everybody else was a 4, a 3, and a 6.
Yeah, that tracks.
Good job, guys.
Yeah. I
Doing
mean,
terrific.
yeah. I'll say that, Kane, you've heard enough, like, folklore to have that general idea to be worried in the first place. Everybody else probably has heard various stories about, you know, mortal, individual humanoid goes to the Feywild, elf, or fairy queen, or fae, or something like that, lures them there, or kidnaps them, or just they fall in love, and then he goes back, and 100 years have passed, even though it's only been a day or two.
Yeah, hold on. Didn't Kane discuss that with the library lady when he was looking for stuff about the Feywild?
He may have. He may have.
I think that was brought up.
All right. So you might have that spark of, oh yeah, it's probably possible in that case. Alsana, you know that it's it's not quite as simple as walk through a portal and lose time. You have to stay there a while in order for that to start kicking in, and when it does, the scale of it and even the trajectory of it can be wildly unpredictable. Basically, if you go in and you spend a few hours, you're probably going to come back at the same time you left. Or at least it's only going to have been a few hours, 1-to-1 ratio. If you stay for a day, it might start getting knocked off course a little bit. If you stay for weeks, months, things could slow down for your perception as the longer you're in the Feywild. It's not quite as direct as it is in the DM's guide, if you're thinking about that player standpoint. But basically...
I'm trying to ignore that knowledge I have.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, in this version of the Feywild, yes, things can start stretching out time-wise, but it's not going to be immediate.
Alsana looks over to Navaria and just, I believe that there's a bit of a foot rule to not stay the night if you want to come back the same day.
I mean, you could probably stay the night and come back, the next day plus a few hours, maybe? It's kind of weird.
But a quick go and check-in shouldn't do any harm.
Oh, no.
She
Well,
says
I
that
mean,
when-
unless you get eaten by something,
of course,
or
but, I mean,
run
that's
across a
everywhere.
hag, or
That's
find
everywhere.
an unseelie,
What's
be
that last one?
If it makes you feel any better.
the Fey Lords that are a little bit more likely to, I've got my pranks, and they're fine. they're the ones who think that pranking is the same as pulling off someone's limbs one by one very slowly.
The harmless part of harmless jokes go out the window.
Ooh.
Ah,
It's more like the less part goes out the window.
and replaced with harmful.
Harm
Yeah,
jokes.
kinda.
You know, the more I hear about this Feywild, the less I love the idea of it.
Well, then how
Oh,
about
it's
you
lie.
get back?
It's absolutely beautiful. Really. It's worth going just for the scenery. Gorgeous place.
Well, that's a lot more convincing, actually. I
Or
don't
you
mind
could,
a
or you could
bit of
stay
risk
here in
for a
this
good
forest
view.
and go do some fishing like usual. While we go
I
and
like a
enjoy
good
the
fish.
enchanting
About that.
vistas.
Are there fish in the
I asked,
Feywild?
do you know? Yeah, what are the fish like in the Feywild?
Also,
There's some weird.
also have to
Actually,
roll anything to know don't
um,
the fish.
I mean, I guess you can go ahead and roll
Nature, Arcana,
Um,
history.
either nature or history.
My
maybe?
nature, Arcana, and history are the same, so I'll just
Sure. Roll your thing.
guidance.
Roll your intelligence. 22 plus 1, 23. There is not a general rule of don't eat the fish, but there is a general rule of the fish is never just a normal fish. How that manifests varies a great deal. Some of them are actively magical, some of them can grant wishes, some of them it's like you do want to eat them because they'll impart good things, others are like,
They'll eat
yeah,
you
if you
back.
eat that, you're cursed forever. Yeah.
I
It's a chaos. It's a random grab bag of chaos and possibilities.
Look, if
Hmm.
Nevi was a very distinguished angler that visited the Feywild a lot, I'd say maybe he should go fishing. But on the other hand,
Let me put it this way: if you catch a fish in the Feywild and it talks to you, put it back.
I think that
On the other
applies to
hand-
anywhere you go.
On the other hand, if you catch the fish in the Feywild and it's a salmon, absolutely cook that thing up. One person who eats it, probably endless wisdom. At least that's how the stories go. So,
Okay, Alsana, can we go fishing in the Feywild? Because that sounds amazing.
you can bring me a fish, and I will do everything in my power to make sure it's not going to kill whoever eats it, and I will cook it for the day-long end. But dude, there's part of her that's like, no, it's stupid and dangerous, and he was just talking about getting sidetracked. But then there's other parts like endless wisdom. You say?
I don't know. I've only ever heard stories. I've never actually tried to catch one myself. They're really hard to find. Probably because of the story, actually.
I would think so. Anyways,
Note to self: does the Feywild have overfishing population?
I don't know.
anyways,
What's overfishing?
we
That's when when you eat too many fish and you get indigestion. The ocean does that basically.
Yeah, I think there's probably a few satyrs that do that pretty often.
oh, there's satyrs.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Of course, there's satyrs. Don't drink anything any one of them offers you. You'll probably wake up after like a 5-day bender after one sip.
Oh
No.
my.
Yes. Also, in terms of receiving food stuff from anyone, there are stories and there are stereotypes plenty abound about the Feywild, but they come from somewhere and don't risk it.
Good to know.
Actually, dryad good berries are pretty nice, and Ruelia nods.
Oh, but
Those aren't.
she's a darling
those
and an angel.
I thought she was a Fey.
And I thought you had a few more brain cells too. Nevi, have you been there recently?
Not for a few months this side.
That could be who knows how long. But would you be willing to make a quick trip right now?
I suppose I don't really have my I don't really have prep for journeying right now,
A
but
visit. And we have some supplies as well. We've been traveling a while.
all right.
I hope you're okay with beef jerky and crackers, but
I'll take the crackers.
all right.
Right. Okay. Are we gonna head off now? Let me get my walking stick.
And while we're there, do we want to continue the search? At least for the time we are there?
Do we want to what?
Continue the search for Calda.
I,
We're looking for
God,
more answers here.
yeah, it's alright, Kane. Calda just like wipes, like runs her hands across her face. It's
Calda, I won't pry, but just we are willing to help if you think it's worth it.
if the Calda who went to the Feywild multiple times to try and look for answers thought it was worth it, I suppose I do also believe it's worth it. Oh, my husband's gonna get the weirdest letter.
Are there others that you're usually with, she's talking to the Drat, that are also aware of Calda here?
Oh, of course. I mean, there's an entire group of us. When Rose appeared, we took her in and took care of her, and then Calda here found us. I don't know how time works exactly according to this world. I'm sorry. I know it's different and strange, but some time passed, and she was very happy to see Rose, of course, but she said that she had to do something before she could take Rose home, that it wasn't to work until she fixed something, found a way, found another path. It was very vague, I'm sorry, but you never really confided in us what that exactly meant.
There's a pause, and Alana kind of has this, like, thinking look on her face. Calda, I'm going to... Oh, good.
I saw her. I called this fucking having an
Yeah, hold
existential
on.
crisis.
Yeah. Hold on. Are you saying that Calda here found Rose in the Feywild?
Well, yes, she was just trying to find a way to bring Rose back from the Feywild.
Maybe it's not. When you mentioned losing memory in the Feywild, does that apply to just the memories that were in the Feywild?
Well,
Or does
yeah.
it you lose all of your memories?
Well, actually, I don't know now.
I have a theory. Calda?
Go ahead, Alsana.
Calda? She kind of waves a hand.
Yeah.
Stay with us here.
Yeah.
How soon after Rose's disappearance did you take up the mantle of Paladin?
Oh, maybe a few months after I pissed off the chief of the guards.
She nods. And under what conditions, again, did you make your Paladin an oath?
I wanted to protect my family.
Was there any insinuation there of that protection extending to finding your missing daughter?
I may have insinuated it, but it's a blurry memory.
That's what
I-
makes me wonder.
Yeah, I
How
don't.
was your mental state soon after?
Horrible.
Rose's continued? She nods. Enough to go to higher powers?
Oh, probably. I know I was screaming at the sky for a while, and my brother-in-law thought I was crazy. But then he found out someone answered, and everyone was like, "Oh God."
Nevi, what was the name of those powerful things you mentioned about the harmful pranks?
Oh, they were the Unseelie.
Sealy.
There are also the Seelie who like pranks, but if there's harm, it's an accident, usually.
How powerful are they? Are they the top dogs of the wilds?
Yeah.
Do they
Pretty
interact
much.
with our side much?
kind of wiggles a hand back and forth. Depends on which one you're talking about. I think. I don't really, interact much. I don't rub the elbows. Is that the term?
I think so.
Why is it rubbing elbows?
Okay.
Oh.
So it's
It-
very non-invasive and easy to do.
and it implies you're beside someone close, but not too close.
Nebby scooches over close to, let's say Alaris is
Yeah,
closest,
Kate,
and pokes out
Kate
an
offers an
elbow.
elbow.
Oh, Nebby is already scooched over to Alaris, pokes out an elbow,
Oh.
and kind of rub against the side of your arm.
I don't think it's an
Um,
active thing. I think it's a passive from being just stood beside them.
I know. I just wanted to see your faces. Anyhow, sorry.
You are
keep
in a
going,
mood.
Keep going. Yeah, well, it's a beautiful day. The birds are singing. The sun is shining. We're gonna go to the Feywild. Let's make a trip of it. Let's make a
Nebby
day
is
of it.
moving. You're right. It is a nice day.
Should we get a rest before going to the Feywilds? Because
was gonna
this is
bring
Ty
that up as
saying I
well.
have a level.
If you need to
Take a
sit
short
down
rest.
and collect yourselves, I'm gonna go and collect a few things myself.
That'll
Go
do.
ahead and use my embers. Stir him up a bit if you really need to, but I don't think you do. It's a real nice day. Real
Can
nice
you
and
go
warm.
tell him for me as well?
Oh, sure. I'll go tell him that you want to see him. I'm sure that'll make his mood great.
And as it goes off, okay, what about the native then? And turns back to the dread, whose name I keep remembering and forgetting.
Ruelia.
Aurelia.
Yeah.
How much do you know of these Unseelies?
Well, I know that most of us know best to avoid them.
Do they interact with our kind? Mortal kind, humans, humanoids?
As the springtime one said, it depends on which one and which mortals and what reasons.
Who
All of
does
their-
it the most frequently then?
All of their thoughts are their own. I'm not really certain. She's thinking hard. You can tell she starts to kind of tuck her head down and think.
Did you ever have an interaction with one from after you took Rosen?
No, they usually keep to themselves or keep to higher ups. We're rather beneath their notice for the most part. Occasionally, one might come by for a drink or or dance or music, just to see it and watch.
How much
But-
is their awareness of the area, of their surroundings?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're always pretty generally aware.
And they would know if perhaps a young girl wandered her way into the wild and was under your care?
Possibly, but none of them have ever contacted us or approached us about it.
Oh, well, why would you when you can go to the mother and cut a nice deal?
Do you think that's what happened?
Alsana turns to Galda. I don't know. But if the nature of the Feywild is to occasionally mess with memories and the top dogs in there, I wouldn't be surprised if they can do it freely. Would that be fair to say?
Possibly. I was actually trying to think of any that might be in our area that were of the better-natured sort for your kind, who might be willing to make sure you didn't lose anything on your way back if you stayed too long.
I don't think that's... I'm starting to think it's not the good-natured kinds that we're having some concerns with. As for finding one and having them help us along to come back and have our wits about us, that would be greatly appreciated, but... Let me spin a short story. It might not be true, but it's the line of thought I'm having right now. Galda finds herself in terrible straits following the disappearance of Rose.
Speak up a little bit, Devin.
Galda finds herself in poor straits, dire straits, in the fallout of Rose's disappearance. And Rose, having somehow fallen into the Feywild, is taken notice of by some sort of powerful being there. That powerful being then seeks out the mother of the child, offers a deal. Offers a way for Caldic to go and see her daughter and find her. But a being such as that, I don't see it being one that Calder would want to associate themselves with for too much.
So is this a Fae being fucking with me?
I think it's you having a good judge of, a good solid moral compass, one that you weren't willing to compromise to bring your daughter back. Perhaps they asked you
Okay.
something of you, or simply the terms that would mean your continued service for them weren't to your liking. But with the knowledge that your daughter is there, you forked off back on your own to find a different source, a more holy source, eventually. And in the hopes that you'd come across another way to get there. And your previous business partner, feeling a bit scorned from your turn down of offers, or maybe feeling even a bit fed up with you getting the benefit of seeing your daughter without taking the contract's full way through, strikes any memory of it from you on your return.
So we may be killing a Fae?
I don't think we're killing it. I don't think we could do that.
Fighting it.
Oh no! If you tried
Convincing it.
to do that, you'd probably be crushed into mulch and fed to the trees.
I'm saying we're gonna have to play nice with one who might have some vested interests otherwise.
Yes.
Maybe there's even some sort of hold they have on Rose.
I'm saying this now. Kane may have to hold me back.
If I need to, I will.
Let's hope you don't.
Appreciate it.
Let's hope you're not suddenly flooded with the memories once we get there.
Oh gods, I hope
Or at
not.
least that if you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, just oh gods, I hope not. I will get angry. I know me.
But at least if we had the memories, we could. Well, emotions can always be overcome, but a lack of memory is a lot harder.
Might just
But,
be a prank they
oh.
want to play. Who knows?
I prefer the flirting prank.
When's the last time you saw Rose before your trip to our plane here, dear?
You're talking to Ruelia?
Yes.
Well, I mean, a little time before, not very long, not as long as gaps between Calda's visits. I am not sure how that translates to you.
How long were those gaps then?
I don't know. Rose rested several times, each time. I didn't think to count.
Less than 20?
So relatively. Did a season pass?
There aren't seasons in the Feywild,
That's not a very good.
There aren't?
nor days or nights.
Kane, I'll tell
Your
you now.
world is very strange to me.
Kane, don't make any assumptions about anything if it's not on this plane.
Rose has spoken of hours and days and nights and time, but we don't really know how to follow what she's speaking of.
How many times did she sleep in between the visits of her mother?
I don't know.
Less than 20?
I don't know. I wasn't always the one watching, and I didn't ever think to count or pay attention or think about it much.
Makes sense. I have to ask a question because I've heard rumors and apologize. This is a bit personal, dear. Are you technically kind of a tree?
I mean, I suppose that matters how you think about it.
By your definition, are you closer to a tree than you are, say, Alsana?
Yes.
I guess it makes sense that time is very different for us than you then. Do you? I take it you can live quite a long time then, even compared to some of the creatures from the Feywild.
I suppose, perhaps. Again, I've never really paid much attention. Things hardly seem to change, unless it's very suddenly.
Did Rose change at all?
Doesn't make sense.
Did Rose change at all in the time you've had her?
Oh, I don't think so.
Not any taller? Hair didn't change colors?
I'm not really certain. No, I think her hair is the same.
How old was Rose when she left again?
13.
Okay.
Has it gotten
I
longer at all? From when you
I-
first found her?
I don't really remember. I'm not sure.
It'd also be pretty slow, I think, if it did get longer.
Not to assume anything here too much.
I think we can at least assume that trying to figure out a time scale is not going to be very easy, if at all possible. Might just be that we have to go see for ourselves. Is there anything stopping us from going to where Rose is if we go to the Feywild?
There shouldn't be. I'm honestly not sure where this portal is going to bring us, but if I can find my bearings, then I can guide you to them.
Unless my theory runs true and whoever called it dealt with previously is very quickly aware of our being there.
Well, we'll find out pretty quickly either way. So I say what we do is we head to the portal, get in there, drop off our friend here, and if we're in a scenario where we can see where Rose is, or speak to Rose, or get any closer to her within the day, we try it, and if not, we do what we can with the day. Not waste the time. See what we can figure out, and then head back so we don't expedite our time on this end.
Changing tones.
Is that
real
fair?
Quick.
Oh, I'm not as concerned about the time thing. She said that a day isn't as much of an issue, right?
But what if something there makes it stay longer than a day?
Well, I think for the sake of Calda, it's something I'm willing to risk.
Didn't sound like it earlier. That's all. I have one more idea. Failsafe. If what's said is true, and Rose is there, which, again, I'm sort of say, we have no way of 100% knowing Rose is there.
However, it is a reasonable hope.
It's a hope. But I would offer a potential. In the hour we're waiting before we head out, maybe write a short letter to Rose.
Yeah.
Also, are there
It's a wise idea.
small animals in the Feywild as there is here? Birds, squirrels, things like that?
Sometimes there might be. More often, pixies and sprites, fairy dragons.
Would you or us be capable of convincing them to deliver a message?
Oh, I think I should probably be able to ask.
Okay. That is to say that only if you yourself cannot deliver it. But still, perhaps something written is in order. And a full explanation of where your head is at. For Rose, there's clearly some missing memories.
Oh, definitely. I hope she remembers then.
You wouldn't want to confuse the poor girl with thinking this is the first time you've seen her.
Yeah.
Do you want some moral assistance there, or emotional support for writing the letter, Calda?
Maybe some assistance actually writing. I don't think my hands have stopped shaking.
I mean, might just be worth the effort. Might be nice to see something in the handwriting of her mother.
Yeah. I'll Yeah, Calder's already taking out like the quill and all that stuff and just putting it up.
So where the hell is my talent? And she kind of like looks up and kind of like glances around.
It
See suddenly at your beck and call there.
takes actually another minute or so before you see Talon kind of slumped spine, hands stuffed in pockets at his side. This very distinctive slouch walk that he has meander up to the campfire.
Is there any more limp to his slouch than usual with the previous combat?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Alright. Not medicine?
And I have to ask,
Uh,
reading
think
body
you're-
language.
You're trying to
Insight.
read, yeah, you're trying to read body language there. You're not doing an up close examination.
Alright. Well, I can do that in a bit. Guidance.
What is it about this group that loves edgy rangers? And just emo-ass rangers?
This was
I
on
don't know,
purpose.
man.
8.
Haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a swagger to it you don't remember, but you don't know if that's just because his personality has evolved it, or if it's he's trying to hide something.
Mhm.
It could be either.
Tally, get over here.
What?
She makes a back in motion with a needle in hand.
No! And he immediately about faces on his heel, and the slouch straightens out into a very brisk walk in
She's,
the opposite direction.
she starts
Good
going
choice, Talon.
she starts going
Unlike the wind, young man.
she starts going after her. You have open wounds that need patched up.
He glances over his shoulder and books it.
She's after.
Yep. He is.
Can Kane try to trip Alsan as she runs out?
If you react very, very quickly, go ahead
getting on
and
the
both of
broom.
you go ahead and make equivalent of initiative roll, basically a dexterity check to see who moved
A plus 2 for Kane.
for getting clear. Alsana got a 4.
I'll roll that d20 plus 2.
A 5 plus 2 is 7. Kane is just a tiny
Christ.
bit faster. Wow. Yes. I'll say that trying to trip somebody up is still a check. I'm going to say it's contested, and it's basically like a grapple or a shove check. So have Kane roll athletics, and Alsana can do athletics or acrobatics to avoid.
Seems called as athletics.
What's the proficiency for level 9? Plus 3?
Plus 4.
For level 9?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember from level 8 or level 9. Plus 4. It's either plus 7 or plus 8. So roll it to see if it's like easy to tell.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll call those.
Just barely, yep.
Roll the 12, just saying.
Yep, and Alsana had an
What was
11
that,
on
Alsana?
acrobatics. 11. Alsana,
Okay.
as you start to run after, you feel a sudden sharp. It's almost a clumsy hit across one of your ankles, and you actually go sprawling, skidding forward into some of the leaves and loam of the campground.
Where does the needle
Fly
in her
like
hand
the
go?
fly like the wind, Talon.
The needle in your hand. Roll a quick. Oh, for keeping grip on a tiny object, I'd say it's more dexterity. Roll sleight of hand if you have that.
I do not.
Okay.
5.
Nope. 5. The needle goes out of your fingers, kind of with a roll and a spin, and because your face goes down into the dirt, when you get up, you're not quite sure which direction it went.
Oh, it
You
didn't go in
can-
her though.
No, it didn't go into you. It just went away. You've potentially lost a needle, and unless you want to take some time to search for it.
She'll swear to herself and go, "What the fuck?"
We're gonna give the man a fair chance to escape. You got a broom after all.
Yeah.
Don't waste your
Talon-
time with me. Go catch up on him.
Talon is well across the camp and ducking out of sight around one of the tents.
There's like some teeth that set and it's like, you're just wanting to screw with me over the medical concerns of other people. New
No,
Locane,
I
I'm
wanted-
surprised. And she walked off.
Whoa.
I just wanted to give him a choice of his own care. Oh, should I write the letter, Calda?
Working on it. I'm trying not to make it sound like I don't remember seeing her those times.
I mean, Isn't it best to be open and honest?
Open and honest, yeah. But I don't know if she's 13 or if she's 17 at this point, and that's a lot of emotional changes.
So it
So
might
I
be
don't
best
know.
to assume nothing and just let her know the truth.
Yeah,
Let her know
well,
that you're
she's
alive, that you're okay.
that everyone misses her. Oh
Exactly.
We're gonna do our
God,
best to get her back.
indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. Thank
Just
you.
open up correspondence with her.
Yeah, you're right. I'm
If
just
she
like
is,
wiping tears from her eyes.
It's okay. We'll be
Kane will
fine.
kind of give her a hug around the shoulders and just, if she is older,
Polaris hands thing a handkerchief.
if she is older, this is something you guys can get to her. If
Yeah.
not much time has passed for her, then hey, not much time has passed for her, no harm done.
Yeah, I just thought with all of the, as much as the effort I put into trying to find her, I never thought I would have done. I just thought it would have been a hope I would keep on until I die.
That's grim, but be happy
But-
that you did.
Oh gods, yes.
But
And hey, on the upside,
puts a hand on Polaris puts a hand on Calder's shoulder.
on the upside, if we do bring her back, well, she got a new family to be introduced to, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Colin sort of like hugs Scanner on the side and just pulls him in. I hear.
All sorts of new family.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta finish writing. I have to finish writing this letter for her. She deserves. She deserves the world right now. Oh, I need to talk to my husband. Oh, I need to write a letter to my husband. This is going. It's going to be a headache tonight, boys.
It's a whole ordeal, and we'll help you through it.
I appreciate it.
Anything for family, right?
Anything for family. Oh, I should probably tell my husband we're going to the Feywild. He must not know. He
I
would
should
have
probably-
I
told
think it's
me.
best.
You know what? I
It
should
might be best
probably
not to
also
tell
tell
him
my
that
wife
you're going to the
that I'm going
Feywild
to the
then.
Feywild.
All right, I'll talk to him. If we visit him Barry, then I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure Aurora
Maybe just let
trusts
him
me
know
enough to
that,
go to the Feywild, right?
Yeah, but you're an elf.
Probably.
You're an elf.
Fair.
I'm
Fair.
2'9".
Maybe it's best to let him know that you have a lead, now that you're going to the Feywild, as
Yes.
if
Best
even I
to
managed
let
to hear
him.
some rumors about how crazy it can be, then I'm sure he would have cause to worry.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
best to best to let him know that you're not going into the Feywild alone, which is the pertinent thing.
Okay, Calder's gonna take out a piece of paper, and I'm just gonna reply. Calder's gonna write, "Dear Corn, I found a lead on Rose. I'm going to the Feywild with the
Something
siblings
that you keep.
and Alaris. I will be back, and I am not going alone. I promise. I'll tell you what happens. Have I gone to the Feywilds before? Calder like sort of crosses out that one question.
Important question.
Important question, not
Is
one
your
I
husband's
think
name Corn?
put in.
Yeah, his name's Corn.
Calder.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Hold on,
it's spelled the same way
Corin
too.
or Corn?
Corin, like his Fire Emblem.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought it was
Corn.
corn as in an ear of corn.
No.
That's probably
the
how Kane
accent.
heard it as well. It's like your husband's name is Corn, like
With a
the
K, like the
vegetable.
metal band.
No, we call it
Like
just like
the,
sort of
like
just
the,
like
with a K, like the bar group.
Calder's just gonna finish the letter just being like, I love you.
They're a little too heavy for my taste.
It'll be okay. Love, Calder. P.S. Do you know if I've gone to the? And she
See, I
like
heard about that
holds
part,
it up.
named Corn.
They're like should I keep that part?
always have everyone's ear on hand. Sorry, say again.
Should I keep that part with the have I gone to the Feywild? Maybe he
the
knows.
postscript?
I mean,
Maybe he just
yeah.
doesn't bring it up. Maybe he just
Maybe,
doesn't
maybe
bring it
don't
up.
bring it up.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
Why not?
that just raises concern, I'd imagine.
One of you,
not gonna lie
okay,
to you,
one of
Colin.
you's giving me one answer, one of you's giving me the other. I need Alsana to sort of even it all out. I need the answer.
We need
How
a
about this?
mediator.
Calder.
Alsana?
No, hold on. She's not a mediator. She's a problem. Hold on, Calder.
Oh.
Did you want? Were you initially trying to write it?
Oh yeah, I was trying to write it like 3 times. Logan
I've
kind of
never written-
points to all the crossed out places.
I've never written a letter to my husband. I think your judgment is the one to trust.
I'll ask him. He knows I've done some stuff. That'll be okay. Yeah, and Calder keeps it. Calder
You're
like
very
keeps that last
capable.
postscript.
I'm sure he
postscript.
trusts you.
Sort of just folds it up. Like, shit, I need to find an owl.
You have Mori.
That's Maury.
Maury.
Of note, Mori could take a long time to get there, and you will be out of communication with him during that time, being in another plane.
You need.
Other than that, you could just.
Solana has the animal messenger thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thingy.
Yes.
Probably ask her for that.
Oh, that's once a day, right?
It is not once a day. It is you feed a second level spell slot or 2 first level spell slots into it, 2 levels worth of spells, and you can use it immediately.
Gotcha.
It was used yesterday, and I do not remember being told it was recharged. So somebody would have to put a spell slot into it to use it again.
I can wait.
I mean, if you have magic to do it, no harm in it.
He's gonna get it after we come back, though, but I won't have a very big sleep. Send it. I'm already a little low on that sort of smiting power right now.
Does it have to be specifically spell slots?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It is how I wrote the item, so.
I'll send
else
it
would
at a
it be?
point. You could also ask someone to send it from here. That's an Alsana question for later.
Sorry, am I roboty for you guys?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Cole's gonna tuck that letter back and keep writing the letter to Rose.
Okay.
Sana is going to go off and try to find Talon.
All right. Let's see. What kind of check? I'd say survival because tracking. Because
Okay.
you lost sight of him. You're trying to find signs of his
She
passage.
will also
Unless you
just
wanna,
ask
like-
anyone nearby if they've
Yeah, if
seen
you want to
the
just ask people
Schlorg
nearby.
go by. She'll do both.
Okay. Do a survival and then basically do a d20 for the luck of finding somebody who saw him, took note of him, and can
And
direct
saw their
you
survival.
where he went.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I need it. 26.
Oh god.
And you know what? I'll roll Charisma just for fun, 'cause it suits it.
Alright.
It's still a
Yep.
0.
Okay, I have one question. Though. What
Yeah.
level of ranger is he?
Let's see.
Because if he's a certain level of ranger, he cannot be tracked by anything except for magical means.
Oh god, that's right. Let's see. What did I put? Because I didn't think to write it down elsewhere. Where the heck is he? He is a level 4. He is a level
In that case, if he cannot be tracked by, I'm not sure if it's magical means and unmagical, or just non-magical means.
Non-magical
bring up the
sounds about
ability.
right. Yeah, go ahead and look that up for me, please. Because I don't remember everything about Rangers. I've not really played one.
I'm wondering, too, because is that not something
Yeah.
that...
Check Unearthed Arcana. I did kind of pick and choose, to be fair. Certain things. I didn't put
Okay.
absolutely everything on his sheet.
Yeah, isn't the natural means thing pass without trace?
No. Pass without a trace. Oh, wait. Maybe it is.
Pass Without Trace also does that, but I remember it's one of the. Let me go over it right now. You might be right. I'm checking right now.
Yeah, because if you're... Okay, sorry, are you doing UA Ranger or Base Ranger?
He's kind of non-specific.
Okay.
I
Rick-
did not put in a lot of the things like advantage on initiative. But I think that I based his like preferred enemy on UA.
I'm thinking by the 14th level ability vanish. That's what it is.
that
Okay.
is- so
So
10,
no,
10 levels early, but you know.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do
oh well.
not think that he can cover, or I do not think that he was covering his tracks well enough to avoid a 26 tracking check. And he was more focused on gaining distance than hiding, at least initially. So, with that, you find his trail where he scuffed some leaves and broke some branches, and you call out to somebody as you pass, "Hey, did you see him?" And they point to you in the direction you were already heading, so you know that it's not a false trail or anything so elaborate. Are you taking the broom?
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. You fly after him, keeping an eye on the tracks, so you're not going like top speed, but you're able to keep pretty good pace going.
If he's going 30, I'm
before-
going 34.
And yeah, before too long,
34.
you see the flick of a cloak going around a tree. He seems that he maybe slacked off the speed a little bit in the time it took for you to pick yourself up off the ground, and he's going a little bit easier.
But she's like near him, right?
Yep, you are near him. Maybe like it would be a round for you to get there without dashing, basically.
I mean more so in like earshot.
Oh yes, easily. You've been in earshot for a while.
Dear, I don't need to use the needle. Don't worry.
Stay away from me, you hag! And you hear
I
another
love this
burst
kid.
of footsteps
Oh.
running off through the woods, crash, 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 crash through the underbrush,
Oh,
and
Calder,
then
can we adopt
you
this one
hear-
too?
And then you hear
Yes.
thump, oof, onto the ground.
Hello?
And you round the tree to see standing. You see, first of all, Talon sprawled out on the ground, kind of wheezing a little bit, as it seems he got the air knocked out of him by running chest first, it seems, into a standing and somewhat bemused looking, tall, broadly built tiefling.
Mm,
Who looks down, bends over, reaches out a hand, grasps him by the just under the elbow, basically.
the poor
All
boy
right,
got shield
there.
bashed.
He's,
Yikes.
there is no shield in Shield's hands, but
Chest
yes,
bash.
he did.
I'm sorry. His name is what now?
His name is Shield.
Shield?
Oh my god, what does Tupper wear and what does Shield wear?
Stop it.
And Alsana gives a wave over. Hello, it's been a while.
Alsana, good to see you.
Keep him in place. I'm trying to heal his wounds and he's being difficult.
Oh, he's wounded. And you see Shield reach out and kind of grab a very weaselly protesting Talon by the shoulders, give him a little bit of a pat, brush down the arms, and you kind of see this very faint trail of gold-green energy left by his hands seep through the fabric of Talon's shirt and into him. And you see him straighten up and just...
That works too.
You are like running into a wall, man!
That's his job, dear.
It is indeed. So, how came you by the camp? I wasn't expecting to see you.
I was actually looking for you lot.
Good to see you. Good to know.
You as well.
Is it a social visit, or...
Partially. I wouldn't turn down the option for the social part, but I do have some business, more pertinent business as well.
Well, I hope you've talked to Dara.
Of course.
I've been out of camp more often than in lately.
Oh, that's good actually. Have you happened to notice any oddities and changes to the area around?
Oddities and changes. There's... Not in the immediate area. But there's something unsettling off to just the southwest.
It's not a large house, is it?
No?
Just
Haven't seen any houses, large or otherwise.
Okay, well, we killed one recently because it wasn't a house, it was a giant mimic.
Also, there was an RAL slip up in that. He meant to say southeast.
Oh.
I mixed up a couple directions.
Yeah, but I was also remembering that the house can kind of move.
Yep.
Just southeast. Okay, good to know. She nods, like, so then what is it? Undead?
I don't really know. There is a feeling of nature perverted. But I haven't had the time to really go and investigate, nor a solid idea or direction beyond that vague general set of the compass.
How far would you say from here?
Not something I can gauge.
Do we have a map? Can she pull out a map?
You likely have a map.
How
Can you
long
pull it
travel?
out?
How many days walking?
My range and senses are not as good as to be more than a day.
Okay. So does she know what that general kind of distance would be then?
Within a 20-mile span easily. It might be closer to 15. It depends on really how good his senses are, and he says they're not great. So
She nods. I'll be sure to check that out. That might honestly be what we're looking for. Well, it'd at least be following a trend we've been seeing. Odd things are coming and going out of different planes nowadays. Getting influence from them.
I've heard mention.
And especially if it's a place of high magical power concentration, which is what we're looking for, something coming there and corrupting it wouldn't be unlikely.
Will you be going to investigate this?
In the direct future, yes.
Well, if you don't get to it first, then I will try to.
I would ask that you maybe wait for us to check on that, or at least take someone else with you. I know you're the tall, stoic type who's the unbreakable cliffside that all waves crash against, but
No, it just seems a surprise, little Alstana. Going off and dealing with things that S.H.I.E.L.D. cannot.
she kind of like puffs out her cheeks.
Is that what this has become?
It's like, well, I've gotten better in the time I've been gone.
Can I just say,
I'm
I
sure you
already
have.
love S.H.I.E.L.D.
Everyone's been improving, even Talon.
Yeah, you see Talon kind of just pretend like he's not hearing you. He's off on just a few steps to the side, shaking out his cloak and dusting off, knocking leaf debris and sticks and plant matter off the back of it as he twists it around his body and is just kind of...
You know, we can see you there, dear. All black isn't exactly the most effective camouflage in the forest.
Yeah, and you can see this too. And he whips out a hand, makes a rude gesture, and then goes back to his cloak.
Charming as always. Here, are you just coming back now? She turns back to S.H.I.E.L.D.
Shield. Yes, I'm heading in for a short break, and then I'm going to investigate the immediate south of camp.
Alright. Well, like I said, we'd be happy to at least have you guide us. Who knows what else. Once we're done with the other business we have, we might be taking a trip to the Feywild with, good old Nevi.
Really? Gives you a searching look.
It's
Feywild.
It's weird and messy and basically, for one, we have a dryad who's stranded here from the Feywild, and for the other, one of my traveling compatriots might have a missing family member in there who they don't remember being there, but apparently they've been there before, and it's weird. Point is, we have two modes of business there. Then we'll come back and we can investigate what we were originally here for, because we weren't really planning on the Feywild trip until before we got here and helped Talon out here with the Shambling Mounds incurring on him. Which, might I say, he did rather well with, and is worthy of accommodations.
Shambling Mounds, is it?
Big ones, 3 of them.
You see Talon kind of stop shaking out his cloak and, yeah, no big deal. See that sort of thing all the time.
Oh, of course. I mean, they look like the surrounding forest, so you would see things like that all the time. But I'm sure you're well experienced in dealing with baddies
Yeah,
out
don't
there.
you have a cauldron to go stand over?
What were those jokes getting a bit dated on other members of the camp here, that you're using them on me now that I'm back?
Always used them on you. What are you talking about?
Yes, but I've been gone for a while.
Yeah, so they've been piling up, haven't they?
Just wondering if you had an outlet otherwise.
Not really, says Shield. The children seem to find him funny more than anything else.
Oh, do tell. And she starts walking back to the camp with him.
And they walk along with you, and to Talon's shrieking displeasure, Shield does fill you in on some of the ridiculous things he has witnessed Talon getting up to, or having inflicted on him, from a few pranks of Nevi's to being used as a human jungle gym by the 2 very small children that you know live in camp.
Well, he's lanky enough to be a jungle gym.
Not lanky enough, not strong enough, rather, to hold them up, though. He's a rather flimsy one.
Oh. Shall we start up the nickname of Twig, then?
I've been using Sapling myself.
Oh, that's better.
Christ.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that was Talon trying to make Shield shut up.
I zoned out for like a half a second. That was the most terrifying thing to get back to pay
Yeah,
attention.
man, I've been having like mild like internet issues.
I will
Oh my God.
So I connected back in and I just heard that and I was like, oh my god, what is happening?
No,
That
my
was
internet
the
fucked off too for a second, so I came back in and it was just that.
I've heard. Yeah.
Oh, I will try to remember it next time there's an actual monster that might make that noise.
Oh,
You do that every time there's a kobold.
it's high-pitched.
Just at a higher pitch.
My
That's even worse.
ears are bleeding. Hold on.
I
That
have
was
to-
great.
Don't apologize. It was fantastic. You don't need to be blamed for this. But good lord, that startled the shit out of me, Ariel.
Oh no.
Speaking of one standing over cauldrons, though, how's Dalba been?
Oh, Dalba? She's been well. Been experimenting again. You know how she gets.
And also, I'll turn back to Talon. It's like, and seriously, I'm the only one who gets the witch jokes? Or the hag jokes?
You see Talon
Just
throw
sound
you
of you heard
a
it.
withering look, but underneath, go ahead and do another quick insight. No guidance, just a spur of the moment to see how well you're reading. A glance. 10? No. It's just a withering teenager, leave me alone sort of look.
Oh, what, does she get special treatment?
He just flips you off again and says, screw this, I'm gonna go find something else. And dude just takes off.
Alzan leans over and it's like, has there been anything between those two?
You know that Dalba is... She's not elderly, but she is an older gnome.
Oh, okay.
So,
I thought
no,
I thought the gnome age was scaled a bit more than that.
It's scaled a little bit, but it's Dalma is probably more on par with a 30-something-year-old.
Okay.
It doesn't scale as much. So no, Dalba is not a young gnome lady.
Okay. I can remember the full
Yeah.
age of the gnomes. What was it?
Yeah, no.
350 to 500.
Yeah, she's 73. So if you think of it as like a third of the way through life, potentially compared to a human,
Okay, yeah, fair enough then.
then yeah. She's like mid-30s or so.
Alright. Anyways, scratch that, but she still goes. No, but anyone else? Any changes, updates, general go around?
Not much. The twins are getting bigger every day, it seems.
No, of course.
Hence climbing and bending poor little sapling over. Ront has been improving steadily in his studies. He's not the quickest uptake, but he's working on it. Nyx is on the verge of moving out, finding
about to
her own
ask.
way, I believe. I believe that she has plans the next time we're in the southern part of the woods to find a place and a bit of work to do in Adra.
I'll have to check in on her before then. Has Moss been through any time recently?
Moss is actually minding the twins at the moment.
Oh.
At least he was when I left this morning.
And what about Ranulfa?
Haven't seen him in a couple of months. We only cross paths infrequently, as you know, but
Yes,
he
but
will wander by when he wishes to wander by.
when you've been gone as long as I have, though, you never know.
True enough.
Good to know everyone's doing well, though. She gets back in.
And you mentioned a group you were part of, and at this point you are kind of into more the center of camp. And Shield seems pretty content in his very steady way to just walk alongside you until you're done talking.
Okay. Oh, well, actually, I think they're not too far off from here.
I know, Kane. Is the letter done with Caldy yet?
Yeah.
Kane might step out then and just go explore the camp.
All right. The camp is kind of laid out. It's not an actual circle, but there is sort of this feeling of a ring of encircling a central space. Even if that space is kind of rough, wobbly, kind of oblong, and narrows at one end. Most of the tents are more beneath trees than in the very center of this natural glade. In that center seems to be a larger, more communal fire pit, though it is not currently lit. There's a variety of fallen logs and stumps that seem to have been moved and arranged around that pit. Not many people are actually out in this center. You do see the occasional human here, a gnome there, kind of talking amongst themselves or moving between tents.
Okay. Kane will seek the most elderly and wise-looking person he can find.
Okay. Let's see. Let's put this to chance. Go ahead and roll a d20.
Ty, you wanna?
Oh yeah, I was just like, wait a second.
You're still out of it.
7?
7.
Ooh.
We're
Have I
definitely
rolled above
right.
a 10 today?
No, have I? No.
I'm
Wait,
not sure if
yes.
I have.
Once.
All right. Yeah, elderly and wise. Mm, you're not really sure. You're not
It can
really
be one or
seeing
the
much.
other.
Yeah. You see Talon kind of in the distance across the camp, head
Oh,
down.
hold on. In that case, he goes to town.
Okay.
Give the
You
full
call
loadout
him
real quick. Does he see anyone else? I'm just curious if he sees one specific person.
He sees what seems to be a human adult male, short blonde hair, very neat, trimmed beard. Outside one tent, he turns and talks to a young woman, seems about the same age, human also, who ducks out very briefly to speak with him and then back in. You see the young half-orc that you had spotted before on the way into the camp. A little ways away, you see the younger half-elf you'd spotted as you came out of Dara's tent. He seems to have a basket over his arm and is heading into the forest. I'd say up towards like the north of the camp. You see a male gnome kind of at the edge of the forest. He is kind of flipping through a heavy-looking book that's bound in plain brown leathery hide. But yes, you definitely see Talon. If you want to be line for Talon, you may do so.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. By the way, I'm just every time I see a male gnome, my that goes, he's a villain later. Anyways, Kane will nod towards the
You
half orc.
caused that.
Look, I know I did. That's why I have that thought every time. So whenever someone take revenge on me, he'll nod to the half orc and bluster towards Talon like, "Hey, young archer, you have a moment?
Why?
I want to know why you hate my stepsister as much as I do."
Is this really necessary?
She's weird and creepy and pushy and bossy and just gets up in everybody's business all the time.
So it's for the exact same reason then.
Also, I'm pretty sure that she's gonna poison one of us one day.
I mean, her preferred method is smiting, but understandable.
Olaris is going on a bit of a face journey right now. He's like
Are you
standing
there?
next to Kane. I think?
Kane crossed to the camp to get to Talon. If Elaris is staying with Calda, then you just see Kane cross over, start talking. You see a little bit of a face journey from a distance on Talon.
I'm gonna
Whether
walk
you
over
can
and see
read
what
it
they're
or
talking about.
All right.
Hey.
I'll say you wander up kind of after that exchange.
Okay.
Alaris, what do you think? Do you think Asana is more likely to smite someone with lightning or poison their food without telling them?
Why?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what I should be more scared of after I stopped her from chasing after you. Not you, Alaris, Talon.
Didn't she nearly turn you into fried half orc at one point? Because you
Yeah.
were mocking
Good sibling
her.
rivalry. Yeah, true. I think it's smiting is more likely than poison. What have you done to earn her ire?
I don't know, exist? I just mind
No,
my
no,
own
no.
business.
That one,
funny 'cause
that
he's
one
right.
was me.
No, yeah.
And
Why? Why?
does she
Why
often try
are
to-
we speaking? Why are we talking about Alsana now?
well, because I'm trying to figure out why he ran away so quickly when she was trying to heal him.
Because she had a needle. She was gonna stab me with that.
Okay,
Look,
do you mind if I try a quick
was
test?
fine. No, I was fine. You know, everything was okay. I did not need needle stabbing in my life.
Understandable. Can I try something? Just a curiosity of mine.
What are you gonna try? And you see him kind of shift away from you.
He goes, well, I want to see if it's all sharp objects that scare you or just needles specifically.
Look, I'm not
Do you
scared
really
of
have to
needles.
traumatize the child.
I'm
Kane?
not scared of sharp. I mean, look at him. He's gesturing at the sword at his side and the arrows on his back.
The
He's got
knife
like a
boot.
dagger strapped in his boot. Yep. You knew exactly. Look, I'm not scared of sharp things. I am scared of a needle in the hands of a mad woman who's running after me.
You, sir, are now my favorite person in this camp.
So
I
when does
can't
Alsana-
believe
Great! Congratulations to me!
When do Alsana and
That is
Shield
such a
attack?
prize.
Hey, I do have a reward for you for being my favorite person here.
I
All right,
Hold up,
I don't know
jerky.
where the hell this is going. What's that?
didn't.
Jerky, want some?
He looks
I
at
don't
you.
have
He
much
looks
to-
at that. He
I
looks
don't
at
have
you.
much to give as a prize. That's all I have.
She's
Cough, cough, I can't see
your
my inventory, so I don't know what to give him.
she's your stepsister.
That's
Does the-
half sister technically, but
Half
as distant
sister.
as we can be.
Does the
we
poisoning
look
run
so
in the
alike, right?
family? No, seriously.
No,
does.
I mean it runs. It runs in the family, meaning that I'm the one who usually gets poisoned, but that's all.
Has she touched that?
No, God, no. You think I'm gonna let her touch my food? Also, she's a vegetarian.
She's not.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that would stop her from messing with somebody else's meat.
Well, it's a magic bag, so if she has, I'd be very surprised how she got her hand in it.
Like Alaris has like his fingers on the bridge of his nose.
I mean,
Fuck,
Alaris,
God.
here. Do you want
two
to
of them
reassure
now.
him to take a bite?
Not Caius. Alaris walks off.
All right, I scared him off. And Kane kind of like drops like the happy
Yeah,
face,
it's
goes,
just like,
"All right, he's gone now."
good
I just wanna-
lord, there's two of them now.
I'm gonna agree with the talent. I just wanted to see what was your issue with Alsana.
Yeah. Pretty much all that.
How
What the hell was it
Alaris
like
will turn on
growing
his
up with her?
heels. For the
well,
record,
sorry, Alaris.
Alaris will turn on his heels and walk back slightly, and he'll say, "For the record."
No, fuck you. You walked away.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he said he's gonna turn on his heels. No, he's not in this. He's gonna go back and say, "For the record, I'm pretty sure it'll be smiting that you should be more worried about than poison." And then he walks off.
Okay, fine. I mean, living with her, I was a bit of a moody teenager, so I can't say it's perfectly fair judgment. But I ran away pretty much as soon as I thought I could. What about you? Has she been around here a long time? Or was around here for a long time?
On and off. I mean, she was kind of part of the group before I joined up.
How long ago was that?
Couple of years.
Did you come in that good with a bow and arrow, or did I come after?
Yeah, I'm pretty much a natural.
Are you now?
Hmm.
Well,
Yep.
how about for the same piece of
skill.
jerky? How about for the same piece of jerky we do an archery contest?
You know what? You're on.
That's what I thought. But if I win, you have to answer one question honestly, because I already have the jerky.
Oh, so that's what's running in the family, is it? The poking, the nosiness?
Yes,
Is
but
that-
I at least give you a fair chance to say no.
Tell me what the question is first.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I haven't decided yet, but I think it's gonna be something along the lines of what she was like when she was around here.
You know what? Sure, I'll take the bet.
Sure thing.
So, let's go. I've got know a spot that's good for practice. It's just outside of camp. Nobody really should be running through there, and I can
I was
set
gonna
up a
say-
target.
I was gonna say we try to shoot the air between Alaris' legs as he walks away.
Oh,
By the way,
that's a
I'm joking.
really
To be
fucking
clear, that was sarcasm. I can't do
You
Kane's
know
voice
I'd
with sarcasm
shoot
very well.
back.
Good,
You
okay.
can't- You can't do any voice with sarcasm very good.
Oi, all right.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
I'll
is this
admit it to
actually
it
happening
yourself.
now? Is this
What do you mean,
actually a thing
alright?
that's gonna happen?
Alsana, you and Shield kind of get into the same part of camp just as Talon and Kane leave another side of it, both of them pulling out bows.
Alsana gives a wave with a little overly wide smile towards Talon.
Kane waves the owl soul shortbow back.
Talon doesn't seem to have seen you.
And-
As they're walking, Kane will kind of like look at Talon and be like, "What's your weapon of choice? Shortbow or longbow? Or crossbow?"
As I look and see what bloody bow I gave him. What's the one that's a range 8320?
Short bow.
Short bow. He has a short bow.
Good.
Also,
Because I'm not going to be completely outranged.
just also as they pass by, Alsana basically goes, "That one over there's Kane."
Is it like passes close by or?
No, just as she like sees them and
Yeah.
waves.
You
Okay.
guys are kind of going out one side of camp while Shield and Alsana are coming in another. You're kind of heading the same direction that Talon was stalking when you intercept him.
Except, yes. Heat-seeking medical care.
Christ, that's a terrifying idea.
Goodness.
By the way,
Uh,
okay, just to figure out something real quick. Calder, what level are you? Like, what level are you leveling up into? 10?
Level 10.
Okay, so I'm level 9, so then my short bow bonus would be a +9.
Okay.
+2?
What?
+2 for archery fighting style, +4 for proficiency bonus, +1 for the
Oh.
also short bow being +1.
Okay. You want me to roll?
Alright.
Yeah,
Alright.
when we get there.
Talon takes you out, sets up a small target. You go back to a range that's easy. You go back to a spot that's easily within the short standard range of a short bow. So there won't be any disadvantage rolls.
Well,
And he
For
looks
me,
over.
so far it seems like it doesn't matter, but
He looks over and says, "Okay, how are we scoring this?"
I see that knot on that tree over there.
Yep.
Closest to 3 shots each.
Best 2 out of 3 sort of thing, or 3 shots each. So
Whichever,
6.
whoever of the 6 is closest.
All right. And if we tie, we do 1 shot each to break it.
Oh, if we do 1 shot, you get the jerky, and I get the question.
Fine. All right. Fine.
And just to be perfectly fair, my bow's a bit magic. Is yours as well?
No, it's not.
All right, in that case, he'll switch to his longbow, so he doesn't get the bonus.
Okay. So you're gonna get a +6 to roll instead.
Plus
to hit.
8.
+8. I mistook the 9 and thought you said 7 for some reason.
Oh, good.
There's a 7 at the bottom of the chat right now.
That might be what I was looking at. Okay. The knot you chose on the tree is fairly small. It is going to be a DC 15 to hit.
Okay.
It's not too difficult. There's been harder, there's been worse. So, Kane, you step up, you draw back the longbow, and you take a shot.
Accurate 2.
I got you.
Thank you.
Ooh.
All right,
That's
18.
18.
All right.
Arrow sails and just thuds right into the knot on the tree. Not dead center, but definitely within the raised ring of bark.
See, no natural skill here. All practice. See how you do.
Yeah, I've practiced. Goes up to the line and kind of rolls his shoulders and then pulls back on the bow. He does have fairly good form, you notice, as he draws back through all
I was
the
going to say, he's doing his best to watch every aspect of this
19.
kid's form.
19 to hit. The arrow thuds directly next to your own, just a smidge closer to the center, but only as far as, they are neck and neck, and one happens to be on the inside a bit more.
Kane kind of nods and says,
Yeah, see?
I can see natural skill might be the best here, but let's see if I can get any better on my second shot.
We
Second shot.
got you. 15.
15. This time it's not better. It just thuds right at the edge of the ring, but it is inside of the knot. It's not on the raised portion of bark at all. But
Should have used the magic short bow.
Can you not?
Just-
Not.
just an inch to the side, and it would have technically been a miss. Yeah, you're starting to slip, aren't you?
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I've been using the magic bow for a while. I think I got a bit too used to relying on the magic.
Yep. That's why you don't mess with too much of the magic items. And he draws, he fires 17 to hit. The arrow thuds into the knot of the tree. Right. Last shot.
Last shot. How about this?
Let's see what you got, old man.
You want to let me rescind my previous fairness, or are you confident in your abilities?
I'm confident.
Alright, in that case I'll switch back to the short bow, so plus
Yeah.
9.
You're
Okay.
getting
Got
rinsed out
you.
by this guy whose favorite terrain is Hot Topic.
Hey, Evander was a bitch of a shot.
Favorite terrain is hot top.
D20 plus 9, if you could please, is Kane
There
swap.
you go, 16.
Fuck, I can't shoot for shit! I didn't roll level 10 again!
Give us a 20, boy.
Oh god. And yep, the arrow strikes true, and it's all down to Talon's last shot.
Oh, he already won, he got a 17 one.
As he draws, and oh, natural one!
Oh.
Drops
With too
everything.
much confidence. He looks over, he smirks at you. He kind of tries to do a trick shot where he very rapidly draws and releases, and the string on his bow snaps. The arrow goes straight up, thump, right
Can
back
Kane
down
catch-
into the floor.
I
He
was gonna say,
looks,
can Kane catch the arrow in the air?
make a dexterity check, raw,
Plus
Plus
2. Okay.
a 6.
God damn it!
Nope.
6.
Hey!
You swipe at the air, but you're like a good foot to the side where it comes down.
No harm in a failed shot, I think he still won though.
Damn it!
Hey, he still won!
Stupid bowstring. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did, look! And his 17 is closer than any of my numbers.
Yep, he did a 19, which was closer as well.
So I kind of, see, yours was the closest. Would you rather
Yeah.
the jerky, or would you rather I restring your bow for you?
Yeah, look, the deal was the most out of 3.
No, it was the closest out of the 3 each of us. Whichever one out of all 6 arrows was the closest to the center. You let me go back on my thing. I'm not gonna let you hand me the win just because one bad shot.
Yeah, I can restring my own bow, thanks. I'll take the jerky, though.
Here you go.
Lasana's walking down. She stops for a second and goes,
Thank you.
I detect a whining in the force.
Yeah, it's probably because you're here.
She's not.
If she was.
Well, he kind of pats him on the back and goes, "Well, you showed this old man. See, natural skill is well, it wins the day today."
Oh, well, you know, if you ever want to come and practice with me, I might be able to give you a few pointers. He does a stretch.
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna say I imagine him like doing like the 2 arms, like yeah, no problem, just kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I might take you up on that. How good are you with the more physical side of combat?
Like the bow isn't physical. But yeah, I can
You know what I
handle a
mean.
sword. Yeah.
Hand to hand.
Okay, if we're talking unarmed, then no. Sword,
Oh,
then
no.
yes. I'm more about speed and accuracy than brute force.
Look,
God,
the only one
sounds
foolish enough to
so
walk into a fight. The only one foolish enough to walk into a fight without a weapon is my aunt. She's crazier than I am. But don't worry, you won the day today. I'm not going to bother you anymore. I think we have a mission to go on. It's not like I can stay either.
Yeah. Well, you have fun with that. Whatever the hell it is. Feywild, wasn't it? With the Dryad?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm not too sure in the details. Magic is not my forte.
Yeah, I know a little bit. Picked up a few things here and there. But Feywild, I wouldn't want to mess with.
I don't blame you. It sounds like a hell of a place. Well, I wish you a good day there, Talon, and maybe next time we'll do a sword and shield contest. Give me a chance to win my honor back.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Bro.
Come by whenever you feel like having your butt handed to you.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
always
that's
do.
an Ariel thing. I couldn't say.
I know. We know.
I couldn't.
just
It's okay. We know.
Fill the word in.
It's
You know what
so-
he said.
We know that if
Physically
you
capable
ever
of
swore
it.
that everything would explode and there's nothing we could do about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be like 5
Ariel's
minutes of
not
oh
physically
shit.
capable.
yeah, come back next time you want your patootie kicked.
Yeah.
I was waiting for something like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like Ariel is like the PG-13 Deadpool movie, where it's like, yeah, it's still enjoyable, but no one's expecting it to be as crazy as it could be. The day that Ariel swears is the day that like
PG-13.
I completely rewrite my idea of her.
Good to know.
Come back
Okay.
in 10 years of training and I'll still hand your hiney to you.
Yeah.
Ariel, you got so happy when you told me you called someone a dick because you called someone for the first time while you were having road rage.
I wasn't
I'm
happy.
sorry.
It
God.
wasn't happiness. It was, well, this happened.
Okay, sorry. You came back like guys, I did this. It was it was so pure.
Hell. Yeah.
As
Okay, Talon retrieves arrows, hands you yours.
Nothing.
Alzana returns down, shield in tow, finds Calden Alaris if she can.
Yep, they are
Called-
exactly where you left.
Alaris is currently polishing up his current heavy crossbow.
Hello, you two. Brought
Doing
a
a
new
bit of
friend to meet.
maintenance.
Hello.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
This
Friends
is
of Alzana's, I take it.
Yes, I suppose that's the perennial term.
this
And
is
what did
Shield.
you
Yes, that is
two-
Real's name.
And what did you two do to deserve such a fate?
Oh, you win me.
There is a smirk on his face that you know he is very openly teasing.
If only Talon could learn your ways.
Not sure myself.
We find ourselves together in a just odd series of circumstances, I guess.
Yeah, that's. I suppose you could say that.
That is rather the way of the world.
It is like very friendly co-workers. We all got hired for the same thing.
I suppose so. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, she's right.
This is Alaris. He's got the, you've got to been coming with the both of them. And this is Calda. Calda's got the, immovable object Tower of Power Oathkeeper thing going. Only her tower is 1 story, while yours is like 7.
Oh.
Oh
Very
my.
interesting.
And this is Alaris, and he has the dependable old guy kind of a dad thing going.
He
Only he's
gives
an
away.
actual dad.
Yeah.
Kane's not there, right?
Nope, Kane is currently off having a shooting contest.
Yeah. Kais is, Alaris is currently like restringing the crossbow and making sure it go-
It
works as well
must-
as it can. Works at peak efficiency.
Okay. And Shield looks at you and says, "It must be a very important job indeed for someone to leave their family."
I suppose so. Yes.
Yeah. It's. Yeah.
Oh, also Alaris has the whole nature defender thing going on.
Really? A follower of Chislev?
Not quite. Well, explain it yourself if you'd like there.
My story.
Who you're on the role of.
Sorry.
Spiritually,
Sorry, you
that
actually
is.
cut out.
Who you're on the spiritual payroll of.
Oh. You'll explain the whatever needs to be explained.
Okay.
She's basically prodding
Only
to be like, hey, this guy serves a god, you serve Xanthus.
Yeah.
You two should kiss.
Yep.
That's weird.
Uh,
Maybe don't actually.
but he serves a nature defending power, as it were.
Yes, one of yes, I do serve a greater entity of sorts, you could say. One that you've taken great interest in, Alzana.
I've
To the
talked
point
to
where you
him,
pestered
and he's
him
not
into
returning my calls.
conversation.
Calden, on the other hand, she's much more. Her, I guess, operations are very similar to you. The healing and the smiting and the like.
Oh, you heal and smite too. That's fun.
Two sides of a coin, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose so.
But she has more of a creed she goes by than a particular god.
I really don't know who the god or someone person is. But yes, you're right.
Creeds are not uncommon. as opposed to following a singular deity. There are many paths, and each one takes the one that suits them best. So, as much as I joke, I hope that Alsana has been treating you well.
She's very capable.
She's good. She's nice when she likes to be.
That too.
Also, like crosses
Her
her arms
gritting.
and puffs out her cheeks like, ha, there.
Her greatest weakness.
I rebuke that.
Of course you do.
If you should be off other ways, I won't take any more of your time. But it was good to see you again.
I should speak with Dara. And I believe that our favorite springtime friend is on their way back here. You look over to see where Shield is facing, and you see Navarion heading back. There is now like scrappy leather armor strapped onto him. He's got a pack on his back, a cloak around his shoulders, and he's carrying what appears to be a still living tree branch as a walking stick.
I thought you were gonna say like some sort of animal, like he's carrying a raccoon.
Yeah, he's just got like a live deer over his shoulders, like
You know
in,
what?
like, a
On that,
fireman's carry type position.
On that,
Right.
there is a squirrel perched on top of his head, kind of swaying along, eating a nut with both hands. And just as he reaches you, it finishes the nut, drops the shell, and bounces off his forehead and nose onto the ground.
What
And then
kind
the
of
squirrel
squirrel?
leaps to
I love him.
red, tufted ears,
Yep.
fluffy tail.
How did I
Love
know?
Bounces down to his shoulder and then leaps off into the dirt and grass and scuttles into the underbrush and then up a tree. So, are we ready to go?
About
Just about.
I think my unfortunate relative is somewhere around here.
Unfortunate indeed. He's the one with the flatulence, right?
Yes.
And he just does this big, obvious wink with the open mouth and the tilted head and everything.
Oh my god.
Also
God, I
returns
love this
it-
Aladrin.
Also returns it with a bit less enthusiasm, but still like a large motion of the face and just that.
Good to see you, Shield. When you get back? A few minutes ago, I was just walking Alsana here in. Or rather, she was walking me.
Yeah.
But I should be going. Alsana, Ilaris, and Calda. And Kane, who I saw but did not meet.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure he was
I
with that
leave-
boy.
I leave you all in Navarion's capable, if mischievous hands. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, and also like jumps up and kind of like gives him a quick hug.
He kind of catches you, gives you a couple quick pats on the back, lets go, and turns and heads off towards Dara's camp, sure and steady as ever. About then, Talon has stayed behind at the shooting range to get a little more practice in.
And swear to
Kane,
himself about his
you-
bow.
Yep. Break in the new bowstring without breaking it.
Break in the new bowstring, not break the new bowstring.
Yep, exactly. Kane, you have headed back, and you return and actually cross paths with Shield, who gives you a nod and greetings.
There's my nod and a bit of a look up and down like, alright, buff, I respect it.
Best of luck with that sister of yours.
No, don't I know. Best of luck with handling the personalities we got here.
I have my ways. And he keeps walking.
Yep, okay, we'll continue on. Please, and he met another buff.
Ah, good! The group's all here, says Navarian.
Indeed. Man, Alsana, if I were you, I wouldn't chase Talon so much. He's quite the shot. Careful the day he turns on you.
She looks at him. It's like, if I feared someone with a bow, you'd be Well, I still wouldn't fear you, but
Yeah, he's better than I am.
oh, really?
You
Yeah.
see, Navarion put a hand over his chest to look between you. Was that almost a compliment from Alsana?
Oh no, she just got confused. I'm pretty sure. I'll get your hopes up.
It so rarely happens, though.
I know, right? Although I could tell you this wonderful story about the time she flirted with someone, but that'll be for another time.
Oh, do tell. We have a long walk ahead of us.
Well,
Oh,
no
not at
shame
all.
about that one.
Oh, don't worry, Elson. I only trade information after they beat me in a contest.
Well,
As they're,
What do you mean by that?
Lords,
shall we be off?
I think we shall. Calder, ready to go?
Public just rubbles around her and just says, "Yep, we're good."
Kane will kind of step back in the group and drop an arm down, hold her by the shoulder.
all right. With that, Ruelia as part of the group and Navarion leading the way, you head off into the forest. You're heading roughly east, a little bit south, and all the way, Navarion is keeping a steady stream of chatter going and asking questions, how you all met, where you've all been, what you've seen.
There's a moment where
What you-
Alsana kind of like pulls Navarion's ear over and it's like, "Don't worry, I'll tell you about the flirting thing, if only to steal his satisfaction."
Oh, I think I'll take the story from both sources.
Very well.
Far better to get a complete picture, isn't it?
Hmm. He's more biased than me. Keeps walking.
Oh, have you seen the way the sun is filtering through these leaves? Come, look. And with
Kane looks up and enjoys the sights.
with numerous little stops and tiny detours to really soak in and appreciate the way that these buds are forming on this branch, or the way this little patch of mushrooms has just started to sprout. The way the sun is dancing dappled through the trees above.
I missed your springtime tours, Nevi.
Navarion is skipping after a butterfly, not actually trying to catch it, just following its flight path with his feet. And he goes, and I missed your just forever thunderclouds with brief breaks of sunshine.
Hmm.
That is a wonderful descriptor of her.
Isn't it, though?
I have to use that sometimes.
I can bring actual
What are the-
thunderclouds now, too.
Hold on, that's not the important bit.
Ooh,
How would you describe me? Go ahead.
Haven't known you as long. Haven't known you as well. Let's
Green.
see. Gassy. Definitely gassy.
That's very fair. What about Alaris over there?
Pointy.
And Calda?
Soft.
That one's very fair.
Despite the metal coating.
That's why she wears the metal.
Too
Protect
soft
her
on
heart.
the
It's so
inside.
big.
Oh, Kane!
It's true.
You're very
That's
kind.
That's also a medical concern if you take it literally.
Yes, as are many metaphors, such as being a thundercloud with brief breaks of sunshine. I imagine it wouldn't be very good for your health.
She's like, for a second, I think there's a spell that can do that. Anyways, also, if I might offer a rephrasing of Kane's, I feel like full of hot air is a better one.
I'm not against it, but I don't know. I'm pretty resistant to being poked and emptied.
Ah, so our dear Talon has met his match.
Indeed he has. Although he seems to have been quite superior, at least in archery. Hey, is that the Fey portal?
Actually, well before you reach the Fey portal, if you've been asking as you get closer, you've kind of gotten time updates, and at this point, you have passed the half-hour out mark. Probably a good. It's been most of that time. You might be just a few minutes from it, and suddenly Navarion and Ruelia both stop short. And they're standing still in the forest, their eyes fixed ahead, shoulders kind of tense and raised. You can actually see some of the leaves on Ruelia start to bristle, and the vines that make up some of her hair standing on end.
Also, I kind of walks up, like, give me words. I can tell you're on about something.
Something's wrong. Something is wrong.
Direction.
The portal. Straight ahead. It smells, it feels like blood.
How far away is the portal?
It's just beyond that ridge and over and in a glen.
This isn't our question. Is it within 60 feet or?
It is not within 60 feet, but you can get within 60 feet pretty quickly.
Here's,
Yeah, just
I have an
within
option.
that range and.
You guys want me to make this quiet?
Alsana just snaps her fingers and passes without trace.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a reminder that I can do it once in a spell slot.
Just a reminder, I can do it infinitely.
Yeah, actually.
She has the wand. She has
Alright.
that. Yes, that very particular wand.
We can't stack those, right?
Nope.
No.
I would
It would be
love to
nice.
get
You have
20.
told me multiple times I can't stack stuff, man. Come on.
I know, I was just hoping.
Yeah, you can always hope with the different DM, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's say you guys are once you get within 60 feet, you open up your senses and you start trying to get a feel for if there are celestials, fiends, undead, great good, great evil, more likely perhaps. You get a sense of that noxious odor, and yes, there is a definite iron, earthy tang to it. However, you're not getting any sense of celestial, fiend, or undead in the area.
All right. I was gonna look back and just go, "Are we sneaking ahead or my owl?"
We can... Hold on. We could also back up a bit and give me 11 minutes.
That's true.
To do what?
Oh wait, it would not be within 60 feet of the portal because you would have to be closer to that than I thought.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Then to further go, I don't think we should get too close to it. We can back
Yeah.
up a
Should
bit.
I?
Give me 11
Um,
minutes.
You get
Should I
if you get to the glade, basically like the wooded edges of it would probably be a good 110 feet from the portal itself.
Can I get within 100 and use the owl?
If you get within 100, you would be out of the tree line,
Fuck.
and you would pretty much be inside of it yourself anyway.
Good to know. Okay.
Alsana puts, like, offers something.
What spell are you offering?
Well, first, just... Also, you could have the owl just give a quick go over far above and report back what it sees. Telepathically.
That's true. I was just
Furthermore,
gonna go on like. Yeah.
let's find somewhere else. And she'll like have the group back up a decent ways and start ritual casting commune with nature.
All right.
And we'll keep watch nearby in the meantime.
Okay. What 3 facts are you trying to find with that spell, Alfana?
Powerful celestial fae fiends, elementals are undead.
Okay. You get like a strong sense of Fae just in general, but nothing really like powerful. There is a stronger sense of it in the direction of the portal than Ruelia, who's right next to you, and is a fairly faint blip on that particular radar.
And there's nothing else for any of the other categories.
Let's see. There are no celestials you sense. You don't sense fiends. You don't sense elementals or undead.
Okay. Influence from other planes of existence.
Feywild.
Nothing else.
Very, very Fey. Nothing else but. and it seems very concentrated in a single area with a little bit of like almost an aura spread around it.
Let's see. Trains, body of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples. Drink water, location right nearby towns. Also I'll ask, like, what exactly is the portal in? What kind of, like, what's the geography directly around it?
All right, so basically terrain.
Well, no, she's asking Nevi.
Nevi says it's a tall stone arch overgrown with plants, and it stands in a glade flowering, especially this time of year, and before a small, not a well, but a divot in the ground filled with stone. There are actually stones around it. I think there used to be a structure of some kind, but it's long gone. Ages and ages gone. There's ivy down into the divot. It's perhaps 3 feet deep. Forest all around, on all sides. There's more clear space in front of the portal than behind it.
Can Alsana potentially use communion with nature to basically ask about that place specifically? Like this,
Yeah.
like the status of it almost.
Let's see. Knowledge of 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area. Status is... It's largely as was described. The few little bits of any sort of humanoid-made structure that might remain are practically reclaimed by nature as it is. They're just hints of those remaining. The portal itself fills that archway that was described. You get the sense of stone and grass, wildflowers and ivy. And you do get a strong feeling of blood and of something being twisted around and wrong. But not... The twisting feels more like a memory than something currently happening. Like something terrible had happened.
Something got twisted rather than something is currently being.
Yes.
It's damaged, it's not damaging something, for example.
Something was done in the area.
Okay. Also, I'll give a glance like, Fae, only Fae, from what I can tell. No one dead, no fiends. Elementals or anything like that. Whatever's causing this is purely Fae. And if it's not, it's something over in the Feywild side doing it. Calda, do we have a report of your owl?
Your Calda would have sent Mori out to do some dipping.
Go ahead and have Mori do... Have Mori do perception, and I'm trying to decide what flying casually would look like for an owl in the daytime. Is he being stealthy, or is he just, I'm an owl in its day?
I'm an owl and it's day.
Alright, open owl. 15. Yeah, nothing too particularly hidden, but excuse me while I check a few things.
Oh boy.
I can cast Mori once per day.
That's gonna be, there's gonna be thoughts. Let's see. Let's do a couple of these. There shouldn't be saving throws, but checks. Okay. Nope. That's nothing.
See, every time a DM
couple of
goes, let me check
these.
something. I so bad just want to go. This is brought to you by Dwarven Forge, because I've been watching too much Critical Role lately.
Guys,
Oh.
critical roll.
Guys, D&D Beyond is
Beyond.
no. Stop it.
Guys,
Alright.
Loot Crate.
Okay.
Loot
Mori,
crate!
God, that's a big one.
So Mori kind of flies to the edge of the woods and peers out with his very excellent owl vision and hearing, even in the glare of day. And he sees the landscape that had been described, the archway with almost a shimmering bluish curtain filling it of just pure light, almost like water, but standing upwards, fully vertical, not filling a pool. And it looks almost as if the water had been lifted out of a stony depression before it. It looks like it should be the bottom of the pond, but it's fully empty and dry. Mori sees a little bit of movement in and around this divot. As he spots these strange, crawling, pale creatures with bugging eyes and mouths with almost mandibles, clawed hands and feet. Just a couple of those kind of crawling around the edges. Inside the divot, there seems to be a somewhat old, dried splatter and pool of blood. No bodies, though. He also sees a few small, strange beings. They almost look like they're humanoid themselves. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, small, wizened, bearded faces, heavy boots on their feet, somewhat rough spun clothing, and on each of their heads there is a almost a knit hat of bright red wool.
Red cap, maybe.
Alright, spoiler Rick, spoiler pants, chill.
Yeah. And a couple of them seem to kind of be prodding at the bloodstain with a couple of sickles. A few more are searching and sniffing around the edges of this divot. You can kind of hear this very distant sound of voices, but he's not close enough to pick up actual words, and the pattern and sound of the words doesn't sound like common anyhow. It seems to be some kind of discussion, almost on the verge of argument, going on.
Alright.
It seems that none of them have looked up and taken notice of an owl flying about in daytime now.
Okay. Call will poof Mori back, so just in case he doesn't get flying back.
Okay.
And just relay the information.
Is that anything to be concerned about? Should we try to ambush them?
Say when Osana looks to the Dryad and the Feywild frequenter and thinks to herself and goes, "Do you know any of these creatures?" She tries to recall herself if she's seen anything like these before or heard of them.
Yeah. Go ahead and do a nature check.
Guidance on
And
herself.
we'll go ahead and see if these two know anything.
I'm sorry. 26.
26. Just for the heck of it. It's not necessary at this point, but just for the heck of it. Navarion is he just kind of I don't know. What are we talking about? Ruelia is kind of on the same page as you. And the Dryad looks over at you and she says, I think
Is it they're wearing red caps?
it's terrible. They're terrible creatures. They enjoy they're drawn to bloodshed. And they enjoy causing it themselves. They feed on it.
What of the bug-eyed things?
Go ahead and make another nature check for that. Separate.
Right. I'm sorry.
20.
21.
You've heard of these. They're terrible, fearsome things. They reach into your deepest terrors and twist them.
Sounds pretty mean.
Mm-hmm. Mean locks.
Devin, just once, don't just yell out the name of the enemy.
She knows it.
I don't know.
But, yeah, Alsana does have an inkling what these things might be.
I'll be fully honest, I don't know anything about red caps other than they're things with red caps. Like Christ.
Mhm. I'll say that on that roll, you know that they have a hell of a kick, and they might be small, but they are unusually strong. They are like the Kaldas of this category.
Yep. She gives that explanation and goes.
They have been known to actually grapple large creatures despite their size.
Yep, and she explains that, I don't see myself getting into close quarters with them. Maybe the ones who can outmuscle them, maybe.
And Navarian kind of raises a hand. I did not prep any sort of magic for combat purposes today.
Any? You're kidding, right?
I mean, it wasn't really. I mean, I've got a couple cantrips. How about me and Aurelia kind of stay here,
Can you keep a
and we'll make
healing-
sure nothing gets past you. I've got a little healing.
Okay, then keep that on the standby.
Okay.
If you would be so kind.
Yeah, I can try and do that. I'm
Can
still
you
gonna
enhance
stay
anyone's
like that.
abilities right now?
I don't think I have that.
Can you make anyone's skin like bark?
Nope.
It seems I have gone past you.
I mean, I could normally. It's just, didn't expect to need it. Look, I can make friends with a bunch of animals, okay?
Didn't you say we might get eaten by something in the Feywild?
Yeah, and
Yes,
you're the one who came to me and said, hey, we need to go to the Feywild, and it needs to be today, and,
Oh, sorry,
you know,
jeez.
you
Also,
had
Anna-
the morning to prepare any
Fine,
spells.
Fine, I get it.
Sana, while I'm always for criticizing someone for not being prepared for danger, let's not make any more noise than we have to and take care of them first.
Alright, will you be the one to run in first this time?
No, but I will take the first shot if you'd like. My bow lets me take an ambush better than most.
We can't. Then the other two need to stay and get a distance away from us.
Well, if
Also, we should maybe get close to whatever the portal is. Maybe there's something bringing them there. And maybe the DM just maybe wants us on the map.
Yep, that would be appreciated, guys. The
I
map
can't-
is only so big.
I can't see the map anyways.
I will show you the map once you guys
I'm
approach
still on
it.
the world
Also,
map.
also, we don't have all the time in for this session, so.
Yeah.
I will show you the map when you approach it.
Well, I just meant to slot roll 20.
Oh, actually,
yes.
you know what? Sana's gonna take the time, because she can do this right now. She's gonna go ahead, start casting Conjure Minor Elementals.
All right. What level of elementals are you after?
She is bringing in one gargoyle.
Nice.
Okay. Do I have a gargoyle anywhere?
I'm willing to downsize if it's easier for something else.
Very
Honestly,
short
I don't
gargoyle.
have a lot of. I don't have a lot of things. Okay. I do not think that I made any gargoyle sheet.
I think they're draggable.
There.
Hopefully. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and I'll just make some under player characters so that you can control it.
Thank you, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's conjure creature sheets. As I go ahead and search this up.
Possible to save this for next time when I can see the map?
Probably.
Okay.
I think we're about to roll initiative in the session.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, because...
Yeah.
Oh, why is my computer doing this?
Good question.
Like, it's been slow before, but never just completely incapable.
Check Chrome. Maybe it's just maybe it's the program in particular, not the entire computer.
Yeah, no, it's just odd, because yesterday worked just fine. I haven't turned it off since then.
Okay, you have a gargoyle present.
Okay.
As you draw on the elemental energy, go ahead and roll that D100 by the
There
way,
it is.
because I've got
Maybe I get
a
2.
yeah
60.
60. That is, I believe, cast without any strange effects.
Alright, big ol'
It's
nothing.
more often going to be that than anything else. I balanced it
Yep,
that
but
way.
I was hoping I'd get 2.
But you have a gargoyle as you have reached into the elemental planes and drawn out a thread of energy, mixed it with the dirt and rock of
I
the
like to
ground.
imagine she does the full Alchemist thing where like 2 hands on the ground and it raises up and kind of like the dirt goes into a hole that makes it.
Yep. This thing draws earth into itself, and then it compacts into a rock hard substance. The gargoyle looks at you and looks around.
Hello, dear. There's some small things in red hats that we're gonna need to be squished.
You get a feeling of acknowledgement from its nod, and it starts to turn towards the portal and is just waiting on your go.
Right. She's like excited that this is probably the strongest elemental she's summoned so far. She's-
Probably, I think you've only done like a little bit.
Let me double check a thing on the unicorn spells. 1 a day each. Okay, no, that's fine. That's detect good and evil.
So desperate, I'm trying Internet Explorer. So let's see how this goes. Or Internet Edge. What's the new one?
Microsoft Edge.
There we go.
Alright. Okay, real quick question, guys. Plant growth, yes or no?
No, because Calda doesn't have ranged.
Yes, you
I have Eldritch Blast, but I wouldn't be able to get the
That's
best
right.
damage off. I wouldn't be able to
That's
get the
true.
best damage off right now.
I also offer that the gargoyle has a fly speed, and called it.
If the gargoyle can airdrop Calda, that'd be great. And if you just leave a circle where I was, that would also be great.
Alaris is fine with whatever.
Ariel, you're about to feel how it is on the other side.
Yep, I am.
So, yeah, if you can just surround them with grass, give me a tiny circle and airdrop me, I will be very grateful.
Also, give me a path to get there, just in case things
Also-
go wrong.
Also, someone please have some ranged healing because I don't know how far I'm gonna last.
I have healing word.
Wait, how damaged are you?
Thank you. Not.
We had a
But-
short rest.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to
I
make
got
sure.
my level up. I got my level up at 70 HP, but I'm more scared about my spell slots.
Okay. By the way, I can get roll 20 through Edge, which is odd, but I'm in now.
How many spell slots do you
Oh.
have right now?
I have 5 left. I have 2 first level, 2 second level, and 2 third level, so I'm fine.
How
But
about
I'm just
Alaris?
worried.
No short rest is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I think Kane's all perfect, so.
Kate, how many spell slots do you have? No. Alsana's rocking.
All of them, technically. I do it.
Alsana's rocking 4 first level, 2 second level,
Got my
3 third
two.
level, 1 fourth level.
Okay, so I say we start with, because if they didn't notice the owl, we could start with the gargoyle in the air with enough range that they can drop down very quickly and drop Calda down.
I
I
would
can
say
Eldritch Blast all the way down.
Yeah, and then that way we can start with an ambush because we have Pass Without Trace and Kane does extra damage on ambush.
Yeah, unless Lozano wants to airdrop Kane using her broom, or wants to airdrop Calda using the broom, and the gargoyle airdrops Kane.
Yeah, because Kane. Actually, how close are they together?
From what Mori saw at the time, they were fairly spread out in the area.
15 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet.
They're not clustered. This, okay, basically the battle map is 110 feet, either direction, and they are scattered across it.
Okay.
Okay, maybe
Also-
Slight Griffin wouldn't be the best.
A couple of them are within 10 feet of each other,
Alsana will also bring up
like at
that,
the center of the pivot.
real quick. Alsana knows the mean locks do weird mind stuff, right?
Yeah.
She might offer that anyone who has range should focus on the mean locks first, because the
Does
gargoyle
that
can help tank the red caps.
So it's not the basis of the mean lock stuff, because I just gotta think so that I can't be frightened anymore.
Hmm. Basically, it's the thing going is here is the take out the things that do the weird mind thing, because the gargoyle resists bludgeoning, slashing, piercing, but it probably
Respectable.
doesn't resist
Okay.
psychic.
Okay, time to tank some bits.
Also, you guys
Gotcha.
resist bludgeoning. No.
No.
Yes.
Oh, you guys resist magic. Yep.
I get 3 HP off.
Kane,
I
Kane,
get 3 extra.
Kane resists bludgeoning though.
Yeah.
I resist some magic.
Alaris, what do you resist?
Slashing?
Me?
Yeah.
Slashing.
Okay. So don't be afraid to get
No,
somewhat up there.
piercing. Sorry.
Piercing.
Yeah, piercing.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because arrows. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
So drop Calda in. The rest of us ambush. Plant growth or no?
Yeah, she'll blank growth and she'll basically make a highway.
Okay.
Right.
In that case, when we get on the map, Kane is going to try to circle around, so that that highway doesn't lead him to the rest of the party.
Okay.
All right. For the sake of the map, most of the map is on one side of the portal. Just so you
Okay.
guys know, I do not have back end or sides.
So-
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like
Okay.
180, just like enough that like 30 feet off to the right.
Okay, so
something like that.
so assuming the creatures are in the kind of area that the map is, we're circling around that area that the map is.
Okay. I'm just telling you, you can only really approach from one direction because of the stupid.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Even if it's like far left and far right side of the direction.
Can you throw us on the map?
You're gonna end up seeing everything, and I want to see if you guys can approach. So
Okay. Okay.
let's say that you guys are approaching. You've got pass without a trace. Let's see what kind of stealth rolls you
Is that
have.
concentration?
Yes.
Okay,
But
then
again,
Kane
Kane,
needs to do
Kane
that.
can cast instead, yeah.
Yep, but mark it off.
Yep.
I am mostly keeping Navarion and Ruelia out of this because Navarion I do not have a token or sheet for
Yeah,
really.
that's fine.
I've got a rough thing.
Um,
I've got
I love
stats.
halflings.
Alsana will guidance herself.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
love halflings.
yeah, Jesus.
Yes.
That was one.
Yeah.
So
Oh man,
that's-
y'all, roll 20 on edge is weird.
Hmm?
It's all differently
So-
sized.
Alsana has a 27.
Okay.
23.
And an 18.
20, 18.
Does the gargoyle have
Alaris?
to roll?
Ilaris. And yes, the
Ilaris.
gargoyle does have to roll stealth. He is in the
Stealth.
air, so you don't have to worry about crashing sound, but it is how like obvious and visible he is.
Does he have? Oh, he doesn't have stealth. I'm surprised. Oh, it's just the false.
Alaris,
so,
you
okay.
rolled to yourself.
I did.
Yeah, I don't see anything if you could reroll.
It's the
Damn
same
it,
goddamn
Same
number.
roll. It's
How does
the
that happen
same
every
roll,
time?
baby.
All right.
Gargoyle has 23.
Okay. So the lowest of them all was an 18 for Kane.
Yeah.
Now this is the
And Kane is going a bit away from us.
Alright. 1 second. As I see if any of them and if any of these can beat an 18.
I doubt it.
Yep.
Oh, there's much more than I thought there were.
Yep. And 2 of them actually spot you
All right.
as
Okay.
you circle around and start to go, and you see them kind of point at you and shout something, and all the others look over, and you see the wicked gleams on the sickles matching the wicked gleams of their growing, spreading smiles.
Kane just yells, "I fucked it!"
Fresh meat!
I'll rephrase.
Drop you on the mat.
I'll rephrase that. Kane is away from us. He's got.
Yes.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
They have not noticed anybody else or anything else. The one with the 20 might have just spotted Calda, because that's a 23 total, matching
Yep.
Calda's dex. However, they weren't aware of your presence before, so let's say that no, they're focused on Kane. matching rolls, nothing changes. You guys, for the bulk of you, you're approaching from this side of the map. Just put yourselves on the edge as you approach. Kane, whichever side you would like to have circled around to.
Yep. And portal is where the red is, right?
Portal is this archway right here.
Oh,
This is a
that makes
divot.
sense.
This is a divot in the ground. This is a bit of blood spattered on in front.
Fun fact, y'all. I'm blind.
Yep.
All right. And it feels a little bit early to be calling it off, but I'm not sure how quickly you'd be able to wade through this. You guys have surprised me before. Does this look like shooting monkeys in a barrel? Anybody? Shooting fish in a barrel?
I don't know how strong red caps are, but for the main locks, we should be okay. Either way, I don't think we should risk it.
Okay. Then we will roll initiative next time.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, we gotta do the plant growth stuff for that. Yep.
Yep, that'll take a bit.
Mhm.
Here,
Okay.
I'll put Alaris on the map. Here you go.
Thank you.
Cool.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
So, until next week, we'll pick this up.
Good
Right.
session.
I got into roll 22.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, I got it on edge.
You are lying.
No, I got it on edge. So that's why I was able to
I'm
roll.
doing the Marisha thing. It's just like, oh, come on. Okay.
You are lying.
You're
You are lying, good sir.
All right. We'll end it off.